Good morning, Starshine. This is Smadar from Song of Stones, and I'm here today with a group of very, very special stone beings. And these are, I spoke about them a little bit last week, and I wrote about them in this Sunday's blog post, which I call Light Log. These crystals are a wild earth fusion. They are a harmony of crystal energy and animal energy. Not just animals, wildlife, beings of the earth, beings of Gaia, children of Gaia. So I wanted to show you some examples. I promised last week that I would show you my special crystals that have animals and other wild beings living in them. And so here I am. And we can start with this one. This one, let me get a better angle. Now, this one has just the lightest imprint, so it may or may not show up for you on camera. I can see it, but I know it's there. Right about here where you see that different color in the crystal, there's a cat. She's sitting up and her tail in a very classic cat pose, sitting up with her tail winding around her body. This crystal, well, this stone, there's an interesting story for this one. This one I was guided to go to the beach one day. And this is when I came across this beautiful being, this cat energy. Cats are really, really wonderful, wonderful beings. They're highly misunderstood. They have a reputation for being aloof, but they are very loving, loving beings. So while I'm showing you these crystals, I want to talk a little bit about connecting with animal energy. This one's pretty clear to me anyway. It's a butterfly. So I have had a strong connection to animals since I was a child. And let me show you this elephant. Elephants were one of my, it's got a beautiful rainbow. I mean, it's so clearly the shape of elephant, classic shape of elephant. Really wonderful being. So probably a lot of sensitive souls have this connection to animals. We're all so connected on this earth, and we separate ourselves into classes, into humans, into animals, into plant life, into minerals. But, you know, at our essence, we're all born of the same stuff. And we all have a very deep connection to each other. And so if you are, and I suspect that you are, an empath or a sensitive soul, and I say that because if you're here among the crystals, you probably do have that sensitive nature and that deep connection to probably animals and other beings of the earth. So sometimes the animals will show up in crystals. I don't know if you can see this. I see a lemur. Lemurs are beautiful, beautiful beings. And there's my beaver. This one is a wonderful one, a caiman. And I know it's not one that is as, how should I put it, as desired maybe as some of the other magical, like lion. Everybody wants to connect with lion and swan and eagle and butterfly, but you know, you find all kinds of beings showing up for you. And the lovely thing about when they show up in the crystals for you is that you know those animal beings are here with a message for you. And it's nice to have that confirmation from the universe, even though you are a sensitive soul and probably get lots of messages from the universe. It is still nice to say, yeah, for sure, there's no doubt here. So Cayman is one of those beings that I've connected with deeply. Again, it's not a typical one, but for me, I connect with a lot of the reptilian beings, snakes, Komodo dragon, and dinosaurs. A lot. I know they're ancient and extinct beings, but I have a very strong connection to them. And who is here? This one is not an animal one for me, but it must be here for a reason. If I think of why I have this one here, I will let you know. This is, oh, I love this one. This one is bear. You can see bear so clearly in there. And bear is another animal I resonate strongly with. I have a lot of connections to animals, and I was starting to say as a child I had a very deep connection to animals, but I didn't really know back then what that meant. I just knew I loved them, and they were guiding me all along, whether I knew it or not. But now looking back, you know, I understand that they were very powerful guides for me growing up, and they still are. Only now I'm more aware. Now I connect purposefully. Now when an animal shows up, I explore that connection. I'm very open and aware and listening for whatever messages come through, much like I do with the crystalline ones. Many of you might know that I listen to the Song of Stones and bring through messages, but I do that for animals as well. I don't talk about it very often, but I do, and it's mostly for my own personal messages, though I have done it for clients in the past. So who else have we? I love this one. This one is the owl and the butterfly. How magical is that? These two came together so magically. And owl is here again for me. This one is not a new crystal. This one came years ago, but owl is back again. This time with koala and sloth to guide me in my year. You'll probably hear me talking about those animals over the course of the year. And then this beautiful ruby has a golden butterfly. Let me flip it around. Oh, maybe it was better on the other side. It's just the angle. Sometimes the angle is not as clear. Ruby is an amazing stone. So when these crystals show up, I mean to say, when these animals show up within the crystalline being, it makes a difference which crystal it is. Ruby is a very regal stone, a stone of, for me, it's been a stone of awakening to my value on this earth. Oops. And this one is definitely a scribal too, because I see a number 2 here. So when the butterfly comes in, there's usually a message that comes through the union of the crystal and the animal. So in this case, butterflies, there is a species of butterfly called monarch. And of course, a monarch is a queen or a king. And the fact that it's here together with ruby enforces that message of sovereignty. Value connected with sovereignty. And the two are, important. The two aspects are really, they're connected. So just a little taste of, paying attention to the crystal that comes through, the crystal that is the home to the animal that is visiting with you. And then, this one, swan. How magical is that? And frog. Frog and rhodochrosite. If you want to get into the connection between the stones, rhodochrosite is a stone of self-love, and frog, when I was exploring the message of frog, what came to me was the story of the Frog Prince. How it's kind of like a Beauty and the Beast story. The ugly beauty versus the beast, the ugliness versus beauty. It's about, for me, it was about looking to the beauty within. And there's more. There's it was deep and powerful message. And I don't know, I might have spoken about it in a blog post a while back. I'm remembering that I think I did go deeper into that. I'm not going to go deep into the story right now. I just wanted to make you aware of the connection between the stone and the animal. So I have another lemur here. It's a different type of lemur. If you guys have ever seen that show, Zaboomafoo, if you have kids, you probably have seen it. With that puppet that's a lemur. I don't know if you are going to see it as clearly as I do, because it's meant for me, so I'm seeing it. You might see something else. And then we've got this beautiful penguin in the perfect colors. I mean, it's perfect. So I just wanted to introduce you to my circle of animal crystals, and I also wanted to let you know that I have this practice of keeping my crystals, my animal crystals together, and other circles together. I keep my crystals often in a bowl. I love having them together like that, and the bowl itself is crystalline. It's a stone bowl often. You know, sometimes it'll be something else, but most often it's a stone bowl, marble or agate or soapstone, or I have some other ones. And it's really lovely to do that, to gather your crystals together when you're journeying with them for a particular reason. You know, in this case, it would be to connect with the animal that is showing up and singing for us when they show up in the crystalline beings like this. So that's a little introduction. I don't know, this elephant wants to be seen again, so I'm just going to lift it up. Maybe it's the rainbow. Maybe we're going to end this with a beautiful rainbow. Elephant energy has been, I've been feeling it very powerfully as well lately. So maybe some of you are also feeling elephant and need that little connection. One of the elephant crystals, elephant in Danburite, was recently adopted, and I shared a picture of her and a little bit about her in a Facebook and Instagram post recently. So if you want to find out more about connecting with the crystals, I will be posting this video as long as Facebook and Instagram allows me to do that. As long as the tech is cooperating, I will post this video of these the connection with animals. And I also have a light log that you can go visit on songofstones.com. At the bottom of the page, there's a link to the light log, and it's the most recent post. It is Wild Earth Fusion. You can see why I called it that. Wild Earth Fusion, because we've got the wild ones and the stones coming together in beautiful harmony with many, many gifts for us. So I want to wish you a magical, magical day, and we're sending you so much crystal love we'll see you in our groups.